So today we're going to discuss language.
Maybe another day we'll talk about currency.
I think I cut it out. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to edit it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it in. I don't know. So, all right. So let's talk about it. Because Josh was here before me. So, like, he was, like, trying to explain it to me so that I would know. The plus is they do take, U.S. currency.
We were going to talk about language.
Oh. Why do I keep wanting to talk about currency? All right, hey guys. So today we are going to discuss language. We had to start all over because I kept saying the wrong thing. But anyway, so we're going to talk language. You want to start?
Sure. I'll give my quick experience. First of all, I'm not good at language. I'm an operational guy. I'm usually more of a behind the camera person, but now here I am in front of the camera, and probably the more I do this, the more of a chatty Cathy I'll turn into.
Why does he say that? I don't know why he keeps saying that. I am not sure why he keeps saying that.
Yeah. So anyway, you may wish I were back behind the camera, but anyway, I'm just not naturally good at language. In high school, like most of us, I went to high school in the U.S., and most of us in the U.S. had a language requirement in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose Latin because it was not a spoken language, and it was a pretty interesting subject. I took 5 years of it in high school, so like I doubled up in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But I never learned a spoken language other than English, and I could barely speak English.
Yeah, do you know any other words? Do you remember any other words in
Latin? E pluribus unum. I mean, that's like on the back of one of the bills. But it does help. Like it's the root of the Romance languages. So,
yeah.
and including English, where it does help with your vocabulary. I think, even though not only am I bad at language, but I don't have a great vocabulary. But whatever. I'm more of a math science guy. At least I used to be.
Don't let him fool you. He has a.
Yeah.
Not that specific language, Latin, but
I'm listening.
The English language, definitely.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Again, I was the scout. I came out here before Cat came out,
Mm-hmm.
so I was all alone, and I just went for it. I had a fear of flying. I talked about this on my channel, Recovering American. What's my channel? Recovering American 2025. Ooh. Yeah, check that out. I get kind of political though, be careful. Anyway, I had a fear of flying, a fear of public speaking because again, I was more like, Kat is in front of the camera doing her business, and I'm like doing spreadsheets and packing boxes and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I got on the plane, came out here, and my first stop was Vietnam, and my whole goal was to just get immersed in the local culture and not just hobnob with fellow Westerners who are visiting Southeast Asia. And I really did that. I stayed in a local neighborhood, and all my friends were local people. So I started learning a little bit of Vietnamese. Now, Vietnamese, like, the letters are similar to the letters in the English alphabet. And so reading it is relatively straightforward. It is a difficult language. It's a tonal language, so it's very different from English, but I learned some words and some phrases. But after several weeks there, I realized that it was not the place for me and Kat because, first of all, especially Da Nang, it's infested with rats, and Kat has a phobia. I think we talked about this. And then other reasons too. It just wasn't, I knew it wasn't the place for us, so it was time for me to go elsewhere. And
Nice, is he getting off track?
by the time I got...
What are you talking about?
Chatty Cathy. By the time
Seriously?
I got to Cambodia, I was already kind of burned out on learning language. And so the Khmer language is similar to Vietnamese, but it is its own unique language. So I've learned very little here. I've been here for several months, and it's embarrassing. I know like 2 words. I can say like "arkun," which is thank you, And I can say bong, which is brother. You call everybody bong. Even women, you can call bong. So that's about all I know. So I'm sort of embarrassed by it because I am not like the typical ugly American traveler. I'm more of the school of when in Rome, do as Romans do. So I don't expect everybody to cater to me in my language, but I'm very, very spoiled being a native English speaker, where in a lot of countries, people are learning English. Kids in schools are learning English at young ages, and almost everywhere you go, you can get away with only speaking English. I'm kind of spoiled in that respect, but I'm still, one of my goals is to learn at least some basic Khmer. Okay, I'll stop for a little bit. I'll let Kat. I'm gonna breathe, and Kat can talk.
Well, as far as language, like I definitely can concur about the lack of Khmer, and I'm a person that I go from 0 to like 60, and so I am gonna get to the point where I'm just like gonna just dive in and learn. I'm not one of those people that some people say, oh, they pick it up slowly, they're out, and they're just like, oh, you're hearing someone talk, and I just like grab a few words here, grab a few words there. That's not me. I'm just like, when I'm ready and I'm getting to that point, I'm just gonna dive right in, and I'm just gonna like research the pronunciation and all of these on words for like the currency, for just like things that are respectful to be able to say to other people here that are Khmer, and then ordering things, because you can look at it and you can kind of almost pronounce it. And I have a tendency to like, I will, I definitely understand much quicker than I speak it. Like any language that I know words, because I took Spanish and I know a fair amount of Spanish, and I can converse, but it's very like slow for me. My brain is not, it understands it so quickly, but when I go to speak it, it's much slower. But I will say things in a way that people will think that I'm native, that I'm fluent.
Yeah,
that
happens.
So like I'll go and I'll start saying things, and people are like, oh my gosh, and they'll start talking to me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, can you please go slower, despacio?
Like,
and
one example is when I finally
Despacio.
went to buy sunglasses. I buy one pair of sunglasses about every 5 to 10 years. I'm not exaggerating. So of course we go to finally buy me sunglasses, and Kat is shopping for herself.
You guys, you don't know how much I left behind, and so because I can only bring so much, and so I sold probably half of my sunglasses. So I came with like a Ziploc, a smaller Ziploc, like a Ziploc like this of my sunglasses, and so some of them don't match.
Yeah, and I made.
They don't match my wardrobe, so I got some more. They were a fraction of the cost of Josh's, so that made me feel better that I got like cheaper ones, but I absolutely love them. I love them. But we're digressing. We're talking about.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you like really
and
quickly a mistake I made, because I was backpacking and I tried to pare down my possessions, and I had this bulky case for my sunglasses, and that's why they lasted so long. I swear I had them for
years.
I want to say maybe getting close to 10 years. They were amazing.
Maybe, yeah.
And but I'm like, okay, I got rid of everything I could before I traveled, so my backpack stayed under a certain weight. And I got rid of the case, and that was like the fatal error, because even though I was very careful with my sunglasses, they somehow got scratched. And so it was annoying because I could see the scratch when I was looking through them. And
he's very particular.
so it was time for me. It was kind of time for me to change my style a little bit too, So I went to get new sunglasses. To make a long story short, Kat ended up buying 2 pair for herself.
Make a long story slightly shorter.
Yeah, exactly. To make a long story longer, and But the reason I brought this up, that was one example where the staff there, they were all Khmer. They were very friendly. It was a great experience. But I think they thought that Kat spoke Khmer, right? They thought, because you were
I said
interacting
something,
with them.
yeah, and I was just like, ugh. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and like they were trying to, like they were they were giving me like a word for like I love Phnom Penh, or I love Cambodia.
Angkor Wat or something.
Or Cambodia, I love
Yeah, we're
Cambodia,
talking
something. So they were, but my brain, when they were saying the word, I was thinking they were saying something else because my brain was not processing it. Like I said, I speak it quicker and I understand it. Most of the time I understand it more, like speak it, but if it's fast, my brain's like, what? You know, so especially if it's a super new language to me. But I'm definitely down to like learn the language. The point of us like really saying this is that it is essential. Like no one should be going to another country and not becoming more acclimated. Like people have to, like, you should, that's just respectful. And so, you know, I've been here a couple months, like 2.5 months, and I definitely should know more than I know. But I'm like, hopefully we're about to be super settled. And I think that's like, just when I go to write music, I'll go with not writing music for like the longest time, or writing poetry for the longest time. And then it just hits me and I start doing it, and I do it a lot, and it's often. Yeah. And so I think that's going to be the same with language. Like you have to stay tuned. Like I've been learning that. I may like do a video on my channel, my separate channel, which is Kat's Culture Counter, and it's Kat with a K. And you know, I may have that when I'm like learning things, like, you know, so you guys can.
Well, we're planning on working in education. Like you know, we have a program that we're starting, and once that starts, then it's game on as far as learning language. We're going to be out there, so not just teaching English, but also learning Khmer as part of it.
Well, the beautiful thing is that we are still like getting around and functioning at the level of Khmer that we know now. But I just think it would just be like, you know, a smile goes a long way, and being considerate and bowing and prayer hands and bowing, that goes a long way. But it's just, it would just be even more respectful to like learn some words, and then as we're here for longer, learn more. And I think that when you're, you know, for parents and all of that, of course, if they're just speaking too quickly, I'm going to be having issues. But
having said that,
we always say the same thing at the same time.
We're twinsies.
Been together way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too long? Is that
no,
what you're saying?
I'm not saying too long. Way long.
But Kat mentioned something that I was going to mention. That, I mean, she was saying a smile goes a long way, but you don't want to overly rely on that. But I still think it's important to be friendly, and we see plenty of Westerners. They're kind of famous over here for not even being friendly. I mean, for first of all, not making any effort to learn the local language, for being angry when locals don't speak their language, which is usually English. Like even if they're here from Germany or France, the universal language is English. That's the language that most people speak. So I don't agree with that. I think it's all, the first step is to smile and be friendly and be understanding and not be entitled. That's key.
Yeah, well, you know, just like the Thai language, like Khmer, for me, like, because I watch a lot of like shows and films with subtitles, and so I know words in other languages, you know, just different words for whatever, you know, I can, you know, say okay, or just, I don't know, numbers, all kinds of stuff. And just with Khmer, it's just not been like one of those things where like I see something and it just like jumps and I'm just like, okay, that's what that word is.
And if you've ever seen the written language,
if
you've seen the written Khmer language, oh my gosh, I think maybe I mentioned this in another video, but it's like a doodle, and I'm saying that respectfully. It's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But Google it, take a look. Like if I had something to show you right now, I would show you, but I don't see anything close to me in Khmer. But it's impossible to read if you're used to the English alphabet.
Yeah, and I think that it's definitely it's going to get to the point where we're just going to be like once we're learning a few words, and fewer and more, and just practicing and not being like afraid to say them, and the fear of making a mistake. You know, not saying it because you're afraid you're going to make a mistake. Just trying to because people appreciate it. They do appreciate it. Any place that you travel, when you try and make an effort to do it. They appreciate it. So
it's like that anywhere, but especially in Cambodia because people are so friendly. Like I honestly wouldn't even be nervous trying because everybody's so friendly and has such a good sense of humor that we could just laugh together. Somebody laughed at me today because I'm wearing the Khmer scarf. So here's this big Westerner wearing a Khmer scarf, and they were laughing at me, but it didn't hurt my feelings because. And I laughed too because they're not. It's not a mean-spirited culture at all. At all. So they were laughing just because it kind of surprised them. They probably thought it was kind of cool or interesting, or they hadn't seen me with it.
Leave it to us to make this take 60 minutes.
Yeah. So.
I may have to edit it down. I don't know. I may leave it. I may edit it.
Maybe next time I'll teach you some swear words in Khmer. I'll learn a few.
No, he won't. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Of course, here comes the.
Wait, did you say thanks for watching? She meant Arkun.
Arkun.
Arkun Bong.
Arkun. See you next time. Bye. All right, you stuck around. You stuck around, right? So if you have, please consider subscribing,
liking, commenting, hyping.
Please consider doing that. We are still babies as far as this goes, and we hope that you'll be along to share our adventures. And please subscribe. That's the most important thing. Subscribe. Okay. All right, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, so. All right. So today we are going to discuss currency.
Yes.
That I'm like, all right, sorry. Okay.